Dear students, today let's learn about circles. Let's draw a circle. A circle is the collection of all those points in a plane, each of which at a constant distance from a fixed point in that plane. In other words, a circle is a path of a point which moves in a plane so that it remains at a constant distance from a fixed point in the plane. That fixed point, we can mark the fixed point here. It is called center of the circle. If we draw a line segment joining any one point in the circle and the center of the circle, it is the fixed distance and it is called radius of the circle. The radius of a circle is always positive. Let's draw another line segment which joins any 2 points of the circle and it passes through the center of the circle. It is called diameter. Let's mark 3 points in the circle. Yes, here it is A, B and C. You can see from the figure that OA is the radius, OB and OC are also the radius, correct? Yes. It is the fixed distance from the center, OA, OB and OC. If you draw any line segment from the center to any other point on the boundary of the circle, it remains same. So, how can we conclude? So, all the radii of a circle are equal. Let's learn some terms associated with a circle. Consider the circle with center at C. A circle is a simple closed curve. We have learned about simple closed curve, right? Yeah. And it divides the points of the plane into 3 parts. Let's check what are they. Let's mark a point P in the circle. Let's join the center C with the point P. What it is? CP. Another name for CP is? Correct, radius. We can denote radius by R. So, we can write like CP equal to R. If the line segment joining the center of the circle to any point on the circle, it is P. And it is equal to radius, which indicates that P lies in the circle itself. Let's mark another point Q inside the circle. Let's join CQ. What about CQ and CP? CQ is less than CP, right? Or CP is R, the radius. We can write CQ is less than the radius, correct? So, the line segment starting from the center to other point, it is Q. It is less than R, which means that Q is the point which lies inside the circle. Now, let's mark a point R outside the circle. Let's join C and R. Clearly, CP and CR. How can we relate? It is CR is greater than CP or CR is greater than the radius R. How we can conclude? Yes, R is a point which lies outside the circle. Now, let's think about circular region. Region means interior together with its boundary, right? Here, in circle's case also, it's same. The part of the circle, the region of the circle which is interior together with its boundary, we can call it as circular region, or the collection of all the points of the plane which lies on the circle or inside the circle, it forms circular region. Let's learn about another word, its chord of the circle. Let's draw a circle. Mark any 2 points on the circle itself. We are going to join the points P and Q. This PQ we can call it as chord of the circle. The line segment joining any 2 points on the circle is called chord of the circle. The distance PQ is called length of the chord. Now, I am marking another 2 points X and Y. Let's join it. But remember, we are going to join X and Y through the center of the circle. And we know XY is called, correct, diameter of the circle. What is a chord? Any line segment joining any 2 points on the circle is called chord. Diameter is also a line segment joining any 2 points on the chord, right? So, we can define this diameter as a chord of a circle passing through its center. It is called diameter of the circle. Moreover, diameter is the longest chord of a circle. Here is the diameter XY. From the figure we can identify that OX and OY are the radius of the circle. And we can write like OX equal to OY equal to radius, it is R. Therefore, how can we find diameter? XY diameter XY equal to OX plus OY. It is R plus R equal to 2R. Or we can conclude that diameter equal to 2 times the radius. Let's learn about arc of the circle. Arc is a part of the circle itself. We can see in this figure. It's a circle with center O, and A and B are the points on the circle itself. We just mark a part of the circle like this. It is AB, and we can call it as arc AB. So, a part of the circle, a continuous part of the circle, we can call it as arc of the circle. As you all are aware, when bangles falls down, they broke into small pieces. The shape of bangles is circle, right? And when they broke, they form arc shape. We can see here some examples. The broken pieces of bangles, they form the shape of an arc. Arc of the circle is divided into 3 main categories. It is circumference, semicircle, minor and major arc. Let's learn one by one. Let's learn about circumference first. What is meant by circumference? We can see a circle here. The circumference of the circle means is the perimeter of the circle itself. You have learned about perimeter, right? What is perimeter? Perimeter of a square, perimeter of a rectangle, perimeter of a triangle. We have learned in the previous classes. How can we find perimeter? Just adding the length of all sides together. In the same way, the whole arc of a circle, it is called circumference of the circle, or the length of the circumference of the circle is the length of the whole arc. Usually the term circumference of the circle refers to its length itself. The next term is semicircle. From the word itself, you will understand semi means half of the circle. From the first figure, DE is the diameter, right? Yes, this diameter divides the circle into 2 equal parts, right? Each of the equal parts we can call it as semicircle. So, how can we define a semicircle? 1/2 of the whole arc of a circle we can call it as semicircle. The next is minor arc. You can see in this figure that a small portion of the circle is drawn by red color, right? Yeah, it's a part of the circle, and we know that the part of the circle we call by the name arc. It is a small portion of the circle, right? In another way, we can say that this arc, the length of this arc is less than half of the whole circle, right? Or it is less than the length of the semicircle, right? Yes, then it is called minor arc. An arc less than 1/2 of the whole arc of a circle, we can call it as minor arc of the circle. Then what is major arc? Yeah, surely the major arc will be greater than that of the semicircle, right? In this circle, the red color indicate major arc. You can see that it is greater than semicircle, or it is greater than 1/2 of the arc, right? So major arc means an arc which is greater than 1/2 of the whole arc of a circle. It is called major arc of the circle. Let's conclude it. So the arc is divided into three, right? Circumference, semicircle, minor arc, major arc, right? Circumference means the whole arc of the circle, it is called circumference of the circle. Semicircle or semi-arc means only half part of the circle. Minor arc means it is clearly less than the semicircle, and major arc means it is greater than the semicircle. For the first figure, semicircle is the arc. It is denoted by BDC. Look at here how it is written. We can call it as, or we can read it as arc BDC. It is a semicircle. This is the way of writing arc. And here AE is the minor arc. How can we denote AE, the minor arc? Like this. AE with a small curve on the top. Then next, here the major arc. How can we denote the major arc? Yes, AFG. It is the major arc, and we can denote like this. In a bangle, we can find major arc and minor arc like this. It's a bangle. The minor arc is this and the major arc is this part. So when you think about arc, minor arc, major arc, just think about bangle. The pieces of bangles we can take as the example of arc. The next term we are going to learn is sector of a circle. What is sector of a circle? Here you can see that the two radius from the center to the different points of the circle form a part of the circle, right? Yes. Just now we have learned that major arc and minor arc. As the yellow portion indicates minor arc, right? Then sector means we can include the inside portion also. Arc means only the circle points, the points in the circle, it is denoted as arc, right? But sector means we can include the inside portion also. So how can we define a sector? The part of the circular region of the plane enclosed by arc of a circle and the two radii. It is called the sector of the circle. As an example, let's consider a cake. This cake is the shape of a circle, right? We can cut the cake pieces like this, right? Yeah, the whole cake pieces, it represent sector, right? Yeah, so this type of a cake piece represent sector of the circle. Then there comes major sector and minor sector. Let's draw it. Yeah, the circle with a small part, the small part it is called minor sector, and the major part it is called major sector. In another way, I can say that the part containing minor arc, it is called minor sector. The part containing major arc, it is called major sector. So how can we define it? The part containing minor arc is called minor sector, and the part containing major arc, it is called major sector. And the next term related to circle, it is segment. Let's draw it here. Here we have drawn a chord AB in the circle with center C, right? This chord AB divides the circle into two pieces, right? One is a small piece and another is a big piece. This type of part is called segment of the circle. So, a chord of the circle divides the circular region into two parts. Each part we can call it as segment of the circle. Here also major segment is there and minor segment also there. Major segment means the part containing major arc, it can call it as major segment, and the part containing minor arc we can call it as minor segment. Dear all, with the last topic of the circle, we complete the first term portions. Since the first terminal examinations are starting, we will do some worksheets in the coming week. Kindly complete the exercise, MCQ and all given in the textbook and prepare well for the examination. Wish you all a very happy and prosperous Onam. Take care.